And welcome to another episode of the Better Late Than Never podcast. And I am your host, DJ McGame17, and I'm back with my co-host, Brady the Social Stud.
Hello, and I can confirm we are live.
Yay. Yeah. So
You've been faking me out this whole time. I think we're live, and then we're not live, and now we're live. We're live for real this time.
Yes, we're live for real. So how's your week been?
It's been a long one. I'm glad to be taking a break and doing this program, this lovely program that we're a part of. Anything interesting happened this week, or should we hop into our regular discussions?
Quite a bit has happened if you really think about it. Let's see. The election.
Oh yeah, who won that? Oh god.
People are saying that Biden won, but I think they're still counting votes.
Yeah,
I'm actually
Biden won.
I'm actually surprised that this election went on longer than it usually went. Like it was supposed to be a day, they went on for almost a week.
Yeah, those mail-in ballots, that really screws everything up because they have to count all the ballots on the day of, and then they count the mail-in ballots, and that confused everybody because it looked like Trump was winning for like the whole first day, and then it's like, oh no, there's all those mail-in ballots. So now everybody's gonna start going crazy, burning stuff probably.
Yeah, well, so far everybody's just been cheering. So
yeah. Well, we'll see how that plays out. I'm not very in tune with politics since I voted. Like I voted and then I just unplugged from everything. I followed a bunch of my things that I follow online, and I'm just like, okay, I did my civic duty. I'm going to take a few weeks off, and then we'll see where the country is when I start paying attention again.
But you're the social stuff. That's your job.
It is, but like I primarily don't care what's happening today. It's all about what's happening back in the day. Just because I do history doesn't mean I know anything about what's going on today. Nor does it mean I am even smart on political issues.
Huh.
It's quite it's quite a mess though.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm just a little surprised with how many people voted this time. Like I've been saying, like, where were all these people last election?
But it is kind of surprising. I mean, something about Trump inspires people. Whether it inspires you to vote for him or it inspires you to vote against him. All I learned this time around is that it was just like a Trump vote. It was whether or not you like Trump. Biden had very little to do with it, it seemed. If you voted for Biden, it's probably because you didn't like Trump.
Unless you voted for like the Green Party or the Libertarian Party. Or voted for Kanye.
Their votes were down this time around because everybody was so worried about whether Trump would be in office or not. They didn't want to take the risk there. Like, it doesn't matter where I am or even where you are because our states are going blue probably no matter what for a long time. So, like, if you voted for either of them, it would not make a difference. Your state's going blue. If you're in a swing state, that's a different conversation.
Swing state?
Yeah, it's just the states that could go Republican or Democrat on a given year. Like, there are some states that are going to be Republican no matter what, like Alabama, and then there's the states that are going to be Democrat no matter what, like California. And then there's everything else.
I know you have the Conservative Party, which I just call Republican Party Junior. There was a Democratic Party Junior. I forgot exactly what the name of it was. It was like something like I don't know. I don't know if it was like home values or something like that, but it was I don't know. I just remember seeing it on the ballot. I was like, all right, this is Democrat Party number 2.
you and I probably got different parties on the ballots locally. Like on my ballot, we didn't even get the Green Party. I was surprised because that's kind of like the secondary thing for liberal voters. They tend to go to the Green Party, but they didn't even get on the ballot this time around. I guess they didn't get enough support here to get on the ballot. They're probably focusing on like bigger states.
Yeah, I was talking about this with my family. Don't you think they should start like pushing like these other parties as well, or just get rid of them? Because it just seems kind of pointless that you have these other parties that exist, and it just comes down to just the two.
Our system doesn't really work very well for third parties, unfortunately. I think most people would like to at least have them as a viable option. A lot of people who are voting for either of these things, like Republican or Democrat, a lot of them are still not necessarily satisfied with who they're voting for, but they're not going to vote for the third parties because they don't stand a chance. There is a fun concept that has been thrown around that I think is a great idea. It's called ranked choice voting. I don't know if you've heard of this.
I have not.
It's basically where you power rank who you're voting for. So let's say you vote for, you want to vote for like the liberal side. So you'll vote for Howie Hawkins, the Green Party candidate this time around. You'll vote him first. You'll put him at the top of your list. Then you put Joe Biden. And then you put Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate. And then you put Trump. You rank them like that. And if your first choice doesn't get enough votes to qualify, it goes down to your second choice. So this actually makes
it's basically power scaling
more viable.
It's power scaling.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think it's really smart. I mean, right now, so many people are hesitant to vote for somebody like that they don't think will win because they think it'll work towards the side they really don't want to win. In this case, they'll be able to vote for who they want to, and if they don't get in, they'll still get to at least contribute to their second choice, which I think would take a lot more into account, and it actually shows like that you can represent like a broader group of people. Like so many people got elected in the past because they were not somebody's first choice, but because they were somebody's second choice. That's like Abraham Lincoln. The whole reason he got elected is not because he was everybody's first choice in the Republican Party, but because he made sure that he was everybody's second choice. So when the first candidate falls through, he gets all their votes, which was genius. So yeah, ranked choice voting. Yeah, I think that would be very smart. I think like I don't know. I don't know how much more you want to go on about politics. I feel like it's not really, it's never been our thing here. But I understand really it's the time to talk about it if there ever was.
Yeah, I thought I'd mention it, it's kind of like kids just like pretend it doesn't exist.
I have kind of been since I voted.
I mean, me too. Honestly, I've been so burnt out with this whole thing. It's been just exhausting.
I mean, the memes have been great.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying the memes. There's this one of that I post on Twitter of like, you know how like the Undertaker, he'll do the thing where he plays dead and he comes back and like sits up and destroys a guy.
Yeah.
That was basically Joe Biden this time around. It like photoshopped Joe Biden onto him. Because like everybody thought he was doomed, but then all the mail-in votes came in. It's like, nope.
Yeah.
Sits up. I thought that was funny.
Did you ever see that fly meme?
The fly meme. The thing about the VP debate thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that was a thing. I don't know which thing you're talking about though.
Yeah, no, like, fly landed on the vice president. If it landed on the vice president's head, at least one of the memes I saw somebody post like the flies was in the hospital.
Oh.
Because they caught corona.
Oh no. Poor thing. But yeah, that's that was really weird. I watched that debate and it was so awkward because it was there for the longest time.
I tried watching the base. I was like, I just couldn't get through them. I was like, no, I don't. I can't.
Yeah, I think the VP debate was a little better than like the main debates. It often can be a lot of fun. The VP debates. I miss when Joe Biden was in the VP debates. When he was a lot sharper back then. He wasn't as good in the main debates, but like this is a much older Joe Biden that we had back in the Obama years.
Yeah, it was a time skip.
Yeah, I mean, he had some moments, but he wasn't as fun to watch. And I don't think he and Trump are very compatible debate partners. I don't think anybody would
No.
argue that.
I think him and Obama are though.
Well, like I know what you're trying to say. Like, actually, I don't know what you're trying to say. Biden and Obama?
No, that's Obama and Trump.
Obama and Trump. You know, I think Obama. I don't know. I'm trying to remember those. He could be sharp. He could throw out a good one-liner, and that's what you kind of want to debate somebody like Trump, because Trump is a big one-liner guy.
Yeah,
so, like I get
yeah,
that.
Yeah. If I recall, Obama came out in the last minute and he delivered that critical blow. So
yeah, he
he
sat on the sideline longer than you expect him to.
look, he jumped in and used a special move on them.
It was Joe Biden's summon.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
So,
some people miss Obama, I guess. I don't know. Some people do. Simpler times, I guess, is they're yearning for simpler times.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we, I guess, transition to our first actual topic, first, we gotta say a big rest in peace to Alex Trebek, right? That's how you pronounce his name? Trebek.
Yeah.
Well, I knew.
I never watched Jeopardy, but it's a show that makes people learn things. It's very educational in a sense, and I can respect what he did. Like he everybody seemed to love him, and I kind of wish I got to enjoy him more before it was all over.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jeopardy in a minute. It's not gonna be the same without him.
Yeah, I'm kind of saddened by that. It's one of those things like I'm not gonna cry over it. I didn't know the guy that I wasn't as attached to him as a TV personality, but it's a bummer. It's a serious bummer. He was a staple of television for so long.
Yeah. But I guess the world must turn.
I suppose.
Oh, that wasn't a good transition.
You just roll with it, man. Just roll with it.
Yeah, but basically what I'm saying is, yeah, basically rest in peace. Thank you for giving us quality game show television for how many years has that show been on?
Dude, I have no idea. Is he like the original host? I have no idea. I know he was like really old.
I think he is.
He was like 90, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so forever long this show was. Thank you.
I hope I get to be 90.
Well, I hope so too. Just take care of yourself.
I'd be pretty fortunate to be 90.
Yeah.
Oof. So, especially with how I treat myself. As I take a sip of my Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
So going from a less depressing thing, we're going to talk about something we was discussing a little before this stream started, which is the Hokages.
Oh, so yeah, we were talking about Naruto before this. This takes me back. These were our first conversations, were Naruto.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's been a long time with that. So I guess in spirit of election week, month, whatever, we're going to be ranking the Hokages from worst to best. And if you feel up to it, you could also do like a power scaling thing with them too. So you can do like two different lists. Although the power scaling ones shouldn't take as long.
Probably
So I'm gonna go. I guess I'm assuming would be the harder one first, which is who is the best Hokage.
not.
So so remember, we currently have 7 Hokages in the Naruto franchise.
Yeah. I guess we
So
should start from the bottom, right?
yeah, we're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up. But just to remind everyone who the Hokages were, you have the first Hokage, Hashirama Senju. The second Hokage, his younger brother, Tobirama. The third Hokage,
Saratobi.
Saratobi. Yes.
Yeah,
No, I
you
was thinking
knew
of it.
it. You just got like.
No,
What
I
is
was
that?
thinking. No, I was thinking of his last name. Was it
Oh,
like Hiruzen?
no. Senzu is the original one.
No, I said Hiruzen.
Hiruzen. Ah, yes.
So yeah. So the Hokage number 4 is Naruto's father, Minato.
Hmm.
Something I forgot what he went by, but
Kazi.
all right, there you go.
I remember.
Fifth Hokage, Naruto's grandmother, Tsunade. I almost blanked out. Sixth Tsunade Senju, I think.
Yeah, she's
And
still
the
a thing.
sixth Hokage was Kakashi Hakate.
Hatake.
Whatever. And obviously the last one, the seventh Hokage, because Naruto's in Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki.
So going into this, I don't know how much I can contribute as far as Naruto or Kakashi go. Because I have not watched any Boruto. I don't know how good of a job they've done. And I don't even know if it's right to put Naruto among the rankings because he's still currently the Hokage. Like, you don't know his full legacy yet.
I would honestly I'd probably put him in number 1, to be honest.
He seems like he's doing a fine job. I mean...
Let me say this. He pretty much transformed the entire Naruto world. Like, he brought it into modern age. Like, him and the current Kages.
Yeah. How about Kakashi? Did he do anything that we know of?
I'm sure he did. It's just we don't really know that much because unfortunately they don't cover as much with Kakashi. Like, most of Kakashi's stuff is what happened in the Naruto the last movie. Like, that was his era. So like whatever happened during then beyond the movie, like in the light novels, that would be the information. But beyond that, I honestly don't really know much about what he's done outside the movie.
So that makes him a little difficult. So let's think about who's at the bottom, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't think we should put Kakashi in the bottom because that's not particularly fair.
I don't think. I think Kakashi, from the sound of it, it seems like he didn't do any harm really as Hokage.
Yeah.
So, like, if you did no harm, I don't think you can be at the bottom. I guess the bottom is reserved for people who really messed up. So, I guess the question is it the second or is it the third?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting discussion. So, all right, so let's look at what they accomplished first. Now, the second Hokage, he actually created quite a few like jutsus.
Yeah.
So he has that going for him.
Weren't his jutsus like awful though, and like really detrimental to everybody?
No.
Like he did the Edo Tensei, right? Not Edo Tensei. Is it Edo Tensei, the thing you revive people? I've forgotten what all the jutsus are called.
Yes, that's the Edo Tensei.
Yeah, that was probably not a good thing.
See, that's kind of hard to say because it really depends. Like, I can see the benefits of that, but obviously it's one of those in the wrong hands. It's very dangerous. So I'm trying to remember all the jutsus he created. I know he created quite a bit. I just don't remember what they were.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I'm gonna say he created like at least half of the foundational jutsus in the Leaf. So
that sounds about right.
So you kind of take that as what you will. So I guess that's a plus right there.
Hmm. But what did he do as a leader is the question.
I mean,
He
yeah.
oppressed the Uchiha and pretty much is
We was told.
like, this could have been cool. It could have been over between the Uchiha and everybody else. They could have gotten along, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he
Yeah.
was right the whole time. Maybe they would have turned on the village regardless. But like, he definitely didn't help.
No, he didn't.
But like, did he set them off, or did he delay what was going to happen regardless? And that's kind of hard to say because those Uchiha, I gotta say, they don't forget and they don't forgive.
No, they don't, and they're very emotional. They're very emotionally driven.
But can you judge them based on what you think they're gonna do ahead of time? Like that seems kind of prejudice.
It
Also,
is.
the show has not given us a counter example to the emotional, destructive Uchiha stereotype. Is it okay just to apply that and discriminate against all of them? That doesn't feel right.
What about, I would say Itachi and Susui would be like the exceptions to the rule.
I guess so. Itachi.
I mean, it's
Itachi's
gonna,
ooh,
yeah, because
it's a good
all right,
conversation.
Itachi is a whole nother like beast in itself because he's not like emotionally like he doesn't have like those emotional issues like the other Uchihas have, but he has made some really bad decisions.
Yeah,
So
and he's part of the third's legacy.
yeah.
The third has to answer for his actions.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about Saratobi and his pros and cons.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know what positives did he do. Like,
Uh, he had longevity. He was the longest reigning Hokage. Um, that's I guess you got to give somebody credit for that, holding things together for that long. But then he also, like, I guess, allowed every single event, every negative event that, like, everything involving Orochimaru. I guess
Akatsuki.
he's a continuation of uh, the second's policy towards the Uchiha.
Yeah.
Like, while he tried to ease things, he gave that order basically to get rid of them.
Although Donzo did.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't have happened without the Hokage's approval.
Yeah, but
The buck stops at the Hokage's desk.
yeah, it was with Saratobi. Like when Donzo came into the picture, as far as the story is concerned, it really did paint Saratobi almost as kind of like a weak Hokage. Like he was, like almost like he was kind of being manipulated by Donzo.
Yeah. Oh, does Donzo count? Is Donzo on the list?
I don't know. I've heard people just. No, I don't think he. I don't think he counts because if that's the case, Naruto would be the eighth Hokage. But if he did, would you put him at the bottom?
He's Hokage for about 5 minutes in that case. And I guess he would. I guess I wouldn't even put him in the list, but yeah, he would probably be. I don't know. He might be better than the second, because the second oppressed the Uchiha definitely longer. It's
Really?
weird. It's like his worst decisions were not as Hokage because he wasn't Hokage very long.
Okay. Yeah, but I could see him being as bad as the second if he actually was like Hokage officially.
Yeah.
Because he seemed to have like the same kind of mindset and ideals in regards to handling the Uchiha. So
Yeah. I'm so conflicted on this one. I don't. Are you leaning in one direction or another at this point?
I don't know because I don't know. Maybe the second Hokage because like you said, the third Hokage kind of continued it. regardless if that's how he personally felt about it or not, because I do think part of that was him being swayed by people like Donzo and the elders and stuff. But the
Yeah,
second Hokage is the one that started all of that in the first place.
yeah. I might be leaning towards the third because I think the third has to answer for Donzo.
He does. He needs to actually he needs to answer to his backbone.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's so difficult. It is so difficult. I'm honestly leaning towards. Wait, let me think. Yeah, I think it. I think it's the third. I think Orochimaru was a huge problem. I think that's another thing that I would like. There's a lot of issues with the Orochimaru. Like, how many people suffered because of Orochimaru?
Well, if you wanted to use that as an example, you could kind of just extend that to like just the Akatsuki situation itself. Because remember, Orochimaru was part of that as well. Like just the
Yeah,
whole like half of that whole Akatsuki conflict, the stuff with Orochimaru, Itachi, yeah, that stuff, and of course Donzo as well. Because remember, he was trying to team up with them as well at some point
yeah.
to try to get his
So
stuff done. So
while the second is a bigot, I think the third just didn't make the right decisions when he
is
needed
it
to. Like, despite the fact that I
incompetent?
think he had a harder situation to deal with. I think the third had a lot more to deal with, but I don't think you can write that off when ranking him. Like you gotta handle your business, you know. And
Yeah,
he
like I
didn't.
said, he does come off more like a weak-minded leader and a somewhat incompetent one at times.
Yeah, I really don't want to
Because
put him at
another
the bottom because he reigned for such a long time. He must have done a lot of good along the way. It's just like his big mistakes blew up into the climax of the entire show. So that it's hard.
no one wants to put him at the bottom, but he does have some glaring issues though.
Yeah.
Like I do feel like he did kind of let he like he did a lot of things like run longer
Mm,
than they should have. Like other people
yeah.
are pretty much running the show when he was supposed to be, basically.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yeah. So he's responsible for
So
Danzo,
it
Itachi, uh, and Sasuke. I guess the worst thing
even
Sasuke did. That's all his fault because he allowed the Sasuke to become this vengeful guy by wiping out the Uchiha clan. So I guess I'd put the third at the bottom,
all right.
but I'm not
All
going to be
right, then I
happy.
guess we'll put the third at the bottom. All right, so I guess the third Hokage is at the bottom of the list. It's sad because he's a nice guy, but then again, being a nice person doesn't make you a good leader. So
Yeah, I think Tsunade kind of improved upon his formula.
yeah,
Like I think she had like
yeah.
the
So now
heart
they got the
that he
short.
had,
Yeah,
but she was a little
but
firmer.
she was a little more confident. Yeah, she was a little more confident than people give her credit for.
Yeah, she stood up
Not
to
not
the elders.
completely, but then again,
I
she
think
also had
that's
a
a
lot.
huge part of her that
Yeah,
I really respect.
yeah. Which is
Mm.
yeah. When did she do that?
Um, it was something regarding like and you might be able to turn it into like a negative, but it's like they kind of wanted to cloister Naruto, and she wanted to like let him out and let him grow, which ended up working out, but it was risky.
Yeah,
So
it
it
most
worked
definitely
out. So
was.
I guess she bet on the right side on that issue.
Yeah. So so let's see. I guess what would be her negatives? Or what do you see as her negatives?
Hmm. She is probably physically the weakest. I think.
Really?
I mean,
You
like,
might be
she's
right about that.
strong, but like in a battle, I think if she faced any of the other Hokages, I feel like she'd be beat.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe she could tie with the third or something. But like no, like the third tied
maybe
with
because he.
Orochimaru, and Orochimaru is definitely stronger than her. So yeah, she's at the bottom.
Yeah, you're right. Because remember, Hiruzen, he was able to Well, he fought like I guess I don't know if they would be weaker versions, but he did fight Edo Tensei versions of the first and second. So
Yeah, like
and he was able to stop the force from being unsealed.
I think yeah. I think he deserves credit for, but I don't think strength necessarily, like strength of body, makes a good leader. It's strength of mind. So I'd say I'd wait on her. So right now at the bottom of the list we have the third, the second. So we need to figure out who's like right above the second. And I don't think it's Tsunade. I think Tsunade's higher than that.
Really?
I think she might be above Minato. While Minato handled one huge crisis, I think she had better leadership skills.
He
from what we've seen.
All right, let's talk about that for a second. All right, so I know you've always had this thing with Minato because you always kind of like, in a sense, kind of chastise him for not being a leader long enough, which I can understand. But you also have to look into that. There was an unfortunate circumstance with that. He wasn't able to be leader for that long. He sacrificed himself to save the village.
Yes.
And to look at it from this standpoint, both him and Tsunade were put into a situation where they had to protect the village from the Akatsuki, basically.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: Minato actually succeeded in doing that, whereas Tsunade failed.
Okay, you have a very good point here. I will counter argue though.
All right.
I think we do have to acknowledge like a certain level of like nobility, I guess. Like how much are they willing to give for the village? And I honestly think Tsunade, the third, and the fourth are kind of all on a similar level there. Like Tsunade, she tried to give her life for the village, so I'll at least give her that in her like her will to lead and will to give everything of herself to her job. Plus, while she's not as physically strong, I think she was a more effective administrator and led the village quite successfully against the Akatsuki. Like they did a really good job before everything like really went down and we got like the big war.
Yeah, but she got knocked out for a good chunk of time and had to have like a stand-in for a while.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
she did. That did happen. But she got back up. I don't know. I get your argument. I don't think you can just appeal to strength with Minato. I don't think that's enough to put him above Tsunade. But I think she had to make some really tough decisions.
The dude sacrificed his whole life for the village.
Yeah,
how's that not a tough decision?
She basically did the same thing. She like barely survived. We thought she was gonna die.
Yeah, but he actually succeeded in protecting the village. He didn't.
Let's talk about the scale though of what they were fighting against.
Yeah.
I think that's also important here.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, we're Nine-Tailed Fox and Obito. Like that's pretty formidable, especially during that time when Obito was actually scary.
All right.
But think of the scale of the war that Tsunade had to deal with. Think of like all the enemies. Like we not only have this 10-tailed beast thing, we have Obito, we have like, and just because Tsunade didn't fight them directly doesn't mean she wasn't the leader during this time. I think that's one of the important things. And I think she deserves credit for a lot of Naruto's development. So with Naruto taking that on, honestly, I would attribute a lot of that to Tsunade.
See, all right, that's debatable. Like, yes, you can contribute some of that to Tsunade, but you can also attribute some of that to Jiraiya, to Kakashi.
Yeah,
So,
but
Killer B.
we give the third a little bit of crap for the people around him and how he allowed them to dictate things. I think she deserves some like positive credit for the people around, and it's not like she had nothing to do with coordinating. Like she put together Team Kakashi, even though it was just Team 7 Part 2. And she's like green lighting Naruto's crazy training a lot of the time. So I think she gets a lot of credit for Naruto's development. You can't say the same for Minato. All he did was give him the fox. She taught him. She didn't teach him, but she enabled him to learn a lot about it.
I mean, Minato does teach stuff with Naruto, but unfortunately, that's like way late into the story. When he actually starts, like, it's like right before the war, when he actually starts training with him.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff that comes in there. So you are right about that part.
Yeah, I don't think I can budge on this one. I think I'd put Tsunade above Minato. I don't know if there's anything that could really budge me on this. I don't think Minato was the worst by any means. I would.
Yeah.
I think another version of me would have put him lower, like back in the day. I think I'm more sympathetic to him now, but I think I'm even more sympathetic to Tsunade, who I think.
I remember you. Yeah, because I remember you used to have Minato at the bottom. I was like, no.
It's one of those things, like.
But yeah, I don't know. I was still
worse, bad leadership or no leadership.
Yeah.
And think about
it's kind of hard to say though.
I actually have one more point.
Honestly, like for what we know of both of their leaderships, neither. I was gonna say like, huh?
So with the Nine Tails fight,
like
we talk about Minato like taking on the Nine Tails and Obito and stuff. Who was directing stuff in the like on the ground? Who was like really keeping everything together in the city? It was the third. It wasn't so much Minato.
Yeah.
In the city, the village. My bad.
Because he was probably ready to sacrifice himself by that point, so they probably already made that plan. So, but like I said, the point I was trying to make was that he protected the village during that point of crisis, and he sacrificed himself to do that. Sacrificed his whole future, his relationship with his child, to do that. So, and again, he succeeded. Whereas, like in the pain situation with Tsunade, you saw what happened with that. So, it got destroyed. Naruto had to go and fix that.
Yeah. Wait, with Nagato and them, who was Hokage when that war was going on? Was that the second, or was that the third?
Oh snap! That might have been the third again. Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's not good for him.
Oh, all right. I guess we just found. I guess he really is going to be at the bottom then.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Oh, he does not look good at all.
Like honestly, he couldn't have seen that coming, but still.
No, but it's like, how many L's are you going to take?
Poor dude. He's still my favorite, though he's not good.
Yeah, no, I love him too. But like I said, he's a nice guy and all that. But he's not a good leader. Like,
I think he's inspiring, and he was great for a lot of the young ninja that came up during his reign. But like,
yeah, that's exactly what he is.
Executive decisions weren't great.
No.
Okay.
Because now I'm thinking about the whole Rain Village situation with yeah, that was bad.
Oof.
Because now you think about, yeah, again, like if you think about both Tsunade and even Minato to a certain degree, we're pretty much cleaning up his mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Tsunade, it's interesting that we're debating between Tsunade and Minato because they really are dealing with a lot of neither of them really started the baggage that
No, they were trying to, yeah, they had to clean it up.
they were some of the best in the sense that they didn't have to they didn't start the problems, and they did a better job than you would expect in cleaning them up. I think both of them are exceptional in that sense. Since we're not moving anywhere on this, let's talk about some of the other guys. Maybe we can figure out where they work in relation to one another, and that'll help us figure this out. I think this one's at a stalemate for now.
All right, I'm just gonna say, you know what? I guess I'll, all right, I guess I'll concede slightly.
Yeah.
All right, just to kind of move the list up. So,
from what we know about Kakashi, would you put him above or below these guys? Like, if he had like a stable but unremarkable reign.
yeah, I'd probably put him above them and just leave him at that. Like
It's
to
just
me, he's like the most like average Hokage. He's like the most like mid tier. He didn't do anything bad.
He didn't do anything bad, and I guess right place, right time. He happened to be a leader during a pretty peaceful time.
Yeah, and plus he was really just kind of being the leader, just as a stand-in for Naruto until he got ready.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like he did assist in the whole like conflict in the Naruto the last movie when they had to go into the moon and deal with the Kaguya people. So
Okay.
he dealt with that.
That is important. So like above him, we gotta put Hashirama.
Wait, you don't have him at number one? Oh, that's right.
You were talking about Naruto, and I thought you made some good points about Naruto's reign so far.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about Naruto. So, yeah, Hashirama is definitely a yeah, so he'd be at number two.
And
Like I
Naruto,
said, yeah, because him and his generation of Kages again, they brought the world into the modern era.
yeah.
I don't even think Kakashi was doing that, or maybe he assisted in that. I don't know. Like, he's in the top three, so it's fine.
So Hashirama's George Washington. Naruto is like Abraham Lincoln. If we have to create a ninja Mount Rushmore based on the presidents rather than the actual Mount Rushmore they have in the show.
Yeah. So Kakashi would be then who?
I don't know. Teddy Roosevelt. I don't know.
But who else was on the who else was on that mountain? I keep forgetting. I just know those two really.
Oh, there's Lincoln, Washington, Teddy Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson. So Thomas Jefferson would probably be I don't know, the third or the second. Wait, I don't know. Depends if you want to make it like the thing where he's part of the founding generation. It would be the second. If you want to make it like the visionary of like what it would all mean, you would do the third. So I guess it depends on your criteria.
Well, I guess I gotta think about that. But yeah, Kakashi being Teddy Roosevelt, that probably works.
Okay, I think we've mostly figured it out. There's a little bit of confusion as to because I think you make really good points about Minato, but
yeah,
like I feel like I have I have a little bit of a soft spot for Tsunade. It might be because we spent so much time with her.
We did. See, the thing with Minato though is that, especially when you look at his whole story is about him being dead. So
yeah,
I guess his whole story is his legacy. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense in that regard.
And like as far as things that were his fault, I can't get too mad at him for it. There's like the whole the thing with the Nine Tails sealing it in Naruto. I can't be mad at it. It's what he had at the time. And Naruto being treated like crap, that's the third's fault.
Yeah.
So
Like
another L for
unfortunately,
the third.
a lot of that stuff falls on, yeah, a lot of that stuff falls on the second and third Hokages, but especially the third one. Like it's mind boggling now that I'm thinking about it, like how many L's that he took, and it's crazy. It's like even after his death, he kept getting more L's. Like how does that work?
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, because I just thought, yeah, because now I'm thinking about like
Used to be my favorite.
where did he fail? Now that I think about it.
I don't know, man.
Like, yeah, that's some awful leadership.
I
Like,
mean,
how do you?
yeah, Minato had one job and he did it right. That he had that going for him. He had one thing to do and he did it successfully.
Yeah, another thing you bring up too, which is a good point, is the fact that he's one of the longest running Hokages. I think the only one that ran as long as him was like Kakashi.
Yeah, he's a 2-time Hokage. So.
Oh, that's a good point too. So he had two. So he had like 2 cycles to run, and still couldn't get it right. How does that work?
Well, let's think about this, just to give the third a little bit of credit. Minato dying as early as he did, that dropped a lot of the stuff that should have been his responsibility into the third's lap.
Yeah.
Which skews it down for the third and skews everything up for Minato, and that sucks for the third.
Yeah, but what's worse is that, you know, Minato, for the short time he was around, and for the short time he's doing Hokage, he was able to clean up some of the mess that he left behind, compared to third Hokage being able to do it the other way around. He failed to do that as well. So it's just kind of one of those. You kind of have to look at it like that too.
Do you think it would have been better off if the fourth survived? Do you think he would have handled the inevitable problems better? Or do you think he would have ended up struggling a lot and ended up lower than he actually is?
I think he would have been in the same position as Tsunade, honestly.
Yeah, that sounds fair. That's why these two are so close. I get it.
Yeah, because both of them have shown the competency to deal with those conflicts.
Yeah,
and that's why the third Hokage and the second Hokage are kind of at the bottom, because they've shown that they haven't.
I'm just
but
not
the third
satisfied.
Hokage has worse going for him.
I need to learn more about his reign.
Huh?
I'm just not satisfied with Kakashi's place on this list because I don't know much about his reign. I feel like I want to learn more about it. I want to look into like maybe the visual, not visual novels, the light novels.
Yeah, but like I said, like he was in Hokage for a long time. I was saying, I think he did assist in like bringing like to, bringing the ninja world to the new era. So
yeah,
the modern era.
It's very modern now, right?
Yeah,
this is like going from Avatar to Legend of Korra.
Yeah, so it was pretty much like a mix of Kakashi and those Kages and Naruto and his generation of Kages. So it was kind of like a mix of those guys. So they kind of both brought that into they brought the ninja world to the new generation. So that's something you can take for what it's worth.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with our list. Like, no matter which way you go with Tsunade or Minato, I'm not really upset about the list.
Yeah,
I think we've sorted it out.
Yeah. Like, all right, so like, on, I guess on a scale to like S to F, like where what tiers would you like rank each of the Kages now that we've like ranked them? Like,
that's a good question.
What
is the lowest tier Hokage? Like, what would I rank the third? Because I feel bad giving him like the lowest possible thing, because I feel like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I give him a D, honestly. I don't think he's an F. I think that's a little harsh. I give him a D.
He would have been a great leader during a time of peace.
Yeah,
but he wasn't.
He's a peaceful guy. Like he's not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say he's like a pacifist, but he's just a chill guy. He's not really like made for that kind of thing.
Yeah, if he was there during Kakashi's time, he'd be pretty high, but he was not.
No.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah, but Kakashi's also shown that he can deal with that kind of stuff. So,
well,
he
he
would
can.
probably.
The third, he can scrap. Like I think his handling of Orochimaru, like even though he didn't like defeat Orochimaru, he took on Orochimaru and the first two Hokages as Edo Tensei. So I think he can handle himself. I think that was one of the toughest challenges of like the whole show.
No, he could definitely handle himself. Did you see the feats he was doing in the war, like during the back end of it?
Dude, I blocked out so much of the war.
Yeah, when they got revived, they were fighting on fighting with Naruto. All of the four first Hokage, they were pulling out all this like crazy stuff. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And the third Hokage was probably one of the most impressive after Hashirama, honestly.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
But then again, I guess
get back into this stuff a little more so we can start ranking like the other Kages, because I don't remember the other Kages.
There's a YouTuber by the name of Seth the Programmer. He did like a video ranking like all the Kages from weakest to strongest. That's every single one.
That sounds like quite the task.
Yeah, especially since some of those guys are kind of featless. As a matter of fact, I think 3 of them he threw like all the way like at the bottom, like tie at the bottom, because we know so little about them.
Yeah, like some of these characters, like you'll get little things from them. Some of them show up in like filler stuff, but there's so much we don't know, really.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, like when it comes to like all the Kages, like the founding Kages, we didn't really get much of them until like towards the end of the story, because they had that one flashback that kind of just revealed some stuff.
Yeah.
About how like the villages were formed and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Oh, your sister's in the comments.
Yeah, I see.
Just letting you know.
But yeah, like
I'm satisfied with this discussion. I don't know how much more I can say that I've not contributed so far.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if we do talk about this again, we could definitely do like with all the Kages, because that'd be a fun one.
Refresh myself on what a lot of them can do.
Like it's hard because again, most of them are kind of featless, and some of them are more known for hyping up other characters and stuff. So,
like, what do you know about
like,
the second Tsuchikage?
He was one of the founding people. I don't even remember the dude's name. I know the third Kazekage was defeated by sorcery. So there's that. That's not a good feat for him, but he got turned into a puppet.
Oh, the second Tsuchikage was the mummy dude.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
No, I just Googled him because I said that. And I'm like, wow, what was he like?
I believe the second Kazekage was the one that invented like the puppet jutsu.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Wait, that's another thing too. Which ones do we know the least about as far as like the Kages, like overall, like as far as like villages and stuff? What do you think of you?
I'm trying to think of like I think we know a decent amount about the Mizukages, right? There was a lot of them, and I think we encountered pretty much all of them.
Yeah, they actually got pretty fleshed out. Interesting enough. I would probably say the Chisakage is probably the one we know the least about.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because the Stone Village in general is probably like the least fleshed out of the. Huh?
What do we know about which Raikages do we know? I don't remember much after. I think I only know the 4th and 5th.
The 4th.
Oh, there was a 3rd. I remember the 3rd.
The 4th. Yeah. Yeah, wasn't the 3rd like the father or grandfather of the Raikage?
Yeah, they were both A. That's both of
Yeah.
their names.
The dude that had like the pick in his mouth with the black lightning stuff, he became the next Rikage.
Yo. Yeah, I'm on the Wikipedia right now. I just saw that. But I knew about that. I don't know how I knew about that, but I knew about that.
Let's see.
But
With
the first and second
Mizukages,
Raikage, they do not look familiar.
yeah, I think those is like what I like to call the almost manga only, even though they did appear in the anime, but you know what I mean, like they barely got screen time.
Yeah.
Like, oh
They were
yeah,
all named A,
yeah,
except for the last one, except for Darui.
yeah.
That's
That dude has some cool abilities. So the whole black lightning and stuff, I thought that was like, yo.
yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, he became the so he's the new Hokage. The girl from the Stone Village, she became the Tsukage, which I guess should be a surprise. And Chojiro, the dude with the glasses that was with May, he's the new Mizukage.
Yeah.
And then
I've
obviously
seen
you got Naruto and Gaara.
like it shows them all in at the end of like the last chapter of the manga, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they're all
now,
meeting at the same time, I think.
yeah. Yeah, because they're all cool now. Because remember, they fought together in the war, so they're they're cool. So they're cool now. They do have like at most they just have like their little like village rivalries, you know, kind of so like I'm doing better than you are.
Naruto actually brought about world peace. He
Yeah, he
is the
did.
best.
No doubt. Obviously, he did have some help from from some of these others, like well, pretty much all the Hokages and all the Kages in general, in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he brought
Thanks
about
to Sasuke.
little Sasuke.
Sasuke was. I don't know if he was more of a problem or a solution. Probably more of a problem.
Oh, speaking of Sasuke, because he was someone that was wanted to become Hokage. Him and Kiba at one point.
Yeah, Kiba.
How would you?
Lol.
I think they also mentioned Shikamaru, like maybe trying to have him become Hokage. So with those three, how would you think they would have ran the village if
I
they
think
became
Shikamaru
Hokage?
would have been the best Hokage.
I can see that.
I think he would have been like, although he's lazy, I think he is the most equipped to be Hokage. And they threw around the idea of him being Hokage. He's like, nah, that's not really my style. So I think the position he ends up in is like perfect for him. But I think that's because he'd be such a good Hokage himself.
I agree. Now Kiba.
Anybody can be better than him.
I still can't believe that was even a thing. I feel like the only reason why that was even mentioned was just so Naruto can have a reason to fight him in the tuning exams.
Yeah.
Because there's no way anyone would find that believable. What I found it really hilarious is that I think Kiba actually brought that back up during the war about him wanting to become Hokage. I think it was after Sasuke announced he was going to try to become Hokage. And Kiba was like, "Well, I'm going to be Hokage too, yeah."
Kiba reminds me of Yamcha now. Like the further into the show you get,
Exactly.
it reminds me more of Yamcha.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that fight with him and with unfortunately that fight with Naruto in the tuning exams just that sealed his fate. He never recovered from that.
Got beat by a fart.
And he was forever a loser after that. Speaking of which, I don't think he ever won a fight in canon.
Like among everybody else, he won the fight where they go to retrieve Sasuke.
What fight?
You know, the Sasuke retrieval arc. They had to fight like the 4 Sound Ninja.
Dude.
Hey.
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Introducing
I'm
one of my other
entering via
hosts
phone.
was Magic Ninja 13,
It's a great name.
my younger sister.
My original
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Is that even still running?
No.
Shame.
Okay. Well, we was in the middle of talking about some Naruto stuff. We was ranking the Hokages from like worst to best. We was talking about how certain characters would be Hokage, or how they would be running the village if they were Hokage. We're talking about how much of a loser Kiba is. Yeah, I actually realized there's some characters that actually
Yeah,
never
that's
like
true.
won an actual fight in the entire story. Kiba is one of those characters. I don't think
Like
10
he
never
got
won a
the
fight
one hit,
either.
but like
He didn't
everybody
win.
ninja they end up facing.
That wasn't a win. That Kankuro took over the fight for him. That's not a win. Kankuro won that fight. He didn't win that fight.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
not a
forgot
win.
he came in. Never mind. That's so.
I mean, he
that's
should have won that fight, but no. No, they had the same people coming in and just like, no. It's like, no, this is my fight now.
that was really cool though.
Yeah, it was.
I think the
Ninja,
although they feel like some of the weaker, like major characters, like when it comes to like high ranking characters, they feel like some of the weaker ones. They were still like some of my favorites. They had cool powers.
I would say at least Gar, he was like mid tier by the end of it.
Yeah, Gaara.
The other two kind of
he was out of place as Kazekage, and I feel like it brought the whole village down because he wasn't as powerful as other Kage were.
Yeah, but then again, him being Kazekage by the beginning of the time too was always a little odd.
Yeah, his village was all.
It was like a huge jump.
Yeah, it always felt like a little bit.
Like I think he should have like. I feel like he should have been like just like a Joning or something. Like I don't think they should have just jumped him up. I think they should have had someone else do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing too about it is that I can see why that decision was made because you got to think about like too this they were because what I would have did is I would have had Gar become Kage like midway through Shippuden. But the problem with that is that means that more than likely that whole thing would have been vacant for a while. Yeah. I mean, they could find someone, but
they could have done that. That could have worked. You would have just had like a council or something, a council of elders to run it, like for that time until he was ready.
Yeah.
No, my hat.
I think though it was a little early for Gaara. I think his growth throughout the series was kind of good as a leader, and I was happy about that. Like I think he started as kind of a bland leader, and he still was kind of by the end, but he did make a lot of progress.
He did.
I don't know.
It's like, I think we got to see some of it. Like
position early on, though.
Yeah, like I said, I think he should have gotten to that position like in the halfway point of Shippuden. I think that would have been better.
Yeah, but the thing where they save him, like the beginning of Shippuden, it's like some of my favorite stuff from the show. So, I mean, I guess you could write that so he's not Kazekage, but he still gets taken. But still, I don't feel good wanting to change any of that because I really like that stuff.
Or what they could have done was just have that happen in the later part of the story.
You know, like how we have a president-elect, you could. Did you guys hear what I said? Because on my end, like this is cutting out sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. You're cutting out a bunch.
So that's like how we have. You know how we have the president-elect? They could have had like the Kage.
I can see that, but be a little too complicated. What I was gonna say is they could have just like, for example, with that particular arc, they could have just moved it to a later spot because that particular storyline didn't have to happen at the beginning of Shippuden. It could have happened later.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's
it
not
made
like
the
they.
whole Akatsuki situation feel very real, though, having it affect Gara first.
Yeah, like I said, I understand like some of that, but the thing too is that because I remember part of the reason they were also doing that was because they were trying to go in order, even though they already went after like almost half of the Jinchuriki like pre time skip, so we were prior to the actual story. But I understand like going like right after them, but even that, I always thought they should have maybe just did like a small like kind of reintroduction arc, like kind of like what One Piece did. Well, it wasn't that small, but like how they have Fishman Island before they got back into like the big swing of things.
Yeah,
I always thought
I mean, nothing One Piece does.
Naruto could have done that before. Yeah, but kind of like a transitional arc to kind of get just to get back into the swing of things. So you just have like Naruto and company going like a mission, like maybe like a C rank mission or something like that's something not too difficult, but like again, just to kind of get this back to the swing of things. Maybe have
that
Naruto
might have
retake the tuning exams again.
Feeling like filler.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And then get into like the Akatsuki stuff. But that I don't know. Like you can still have the Akatsuki stuff still kind of happening in the background. It's kind of like setting up, like just showing some scenes of them just like plotting, or them trying to make their move. Or you can even have them like have maybe like one of them show up in the arc, but maybe not have them necessarily do something right there and then, but lead up into something.
Yeah, I mean they show up.
I don't know. This is just
you could have like the thing with Itachi and Kisame, like some version of that, like because they end up having like a mini fight thing with like these little proxies that they take over. You could probably still like rework that a little bit and make that happen like earlier.
Yeah.
So I see what you're going for.
Yeah.
I think it could work.
Yeah, I don't know, because maybe I've been watching like a lot of One Piece lately, or at least watched some clips of it. So I don't know, just something I just thought about.
Yeah. All right, so I'm getting towards my time. I'm gonna have to call it a day.
What, soon?
All right.
Yeah, like in the next few minutes, I'm gonna have to head out. I'm just letting you know. I don't know if you're gonna be continuing it when I'm gone or not. If you're gonna want to do a sign off. Now there's two of you, so.
Well, I guess we'll see. So I don't know, like what else? Oh yeah, so how's your journey through Super going?
I'm almost done with all they have on Hulu. I've been like going pretty quickly through the tournament, the final tournament thing. Jiren he's something. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about him. He's too much. He is so powerful. I just got to the
Majestic.
Yeah. I got Goku went like do the Ultra Instinct thing the first time, and then he did the thing where he tried to get back to it, and he just got back to it. That's where I'm leaving off right now. So I'll probably have this all.
All right, so you're like halfway. So you're like halfway through it then.
Yeah.
So you're like halfway through it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the end pretty soon. I've been going through it rather fast. How much is after that? Does it just stop there? Is that where they're caught up to at the end of the tournament?
Yeah, it ends there. It's just like the movie.
Oh, the movie, yeah.
And the Broly movie, and then the movie manga stuff happening right now. I wouldn't even be able to explain what the Broly movie takes place after the Tournament Power. So, like, how do you feel about the Tournament Power so far? How do you feel about the tournament power so far?
I think it's more fun than I thought it would be. I was nervous about the battle royale thing. I didn't think that would work out, but it's gotten a little bit better. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. I guess that's what happens when you have such a huge cast. Some of them are genuinely fun, but the Universe 6 Saiyans are kind of upsetting me a little bit because it feels like they're really devaluing these power-ups by like making them way too easy to attack.
Yep, we're getting to those problems now.
Yeah, that feels very like late stage Dragon Ball Z, making power-ups way too easy. Like I think with Kale, it works because she has that like legendary Super Saiyan thing. You could like fast track her to that. I think Caulifla, I think she should have struggled a little bit more. I think it would have been cool if you have her be like a little bit behind everybody else. Like she's trying harder than everybody else. She sees Kale have this like uncontrollable power, and then maybe the peak for her is attaining Super Saiyan during the tournament, but they took it stages beyond that.
Yeah.
I think you could have done. I don't know. I feel like there was a lot more potential with Caulifla, but they kind of like fast tracked her.
Yeah, because being a mere super Saiyan is just it's not where it's at anymore. So
yeah, but they've kind of shown that Super Saiyans, like that the transformation level isn't as important as it used to be if you're a good fighter. Like they've kind of shown that you can work with that stuff. You could still make her really powerful and just have her be Super Saiyan. Or if you make her really powerful not as Super Saiyan, it makes her Super Saiyan transformation feel all the more powerful and more believable.
Yeah, I agree, but the problem is
all when she got Super Saiyan.
I agree with that. The problem is that I think it's because of the legacy. The Saiyans now they kind of back. That's why they're backpedaling on that with them anyway. Like, it's a little weird because you have characters like Krillin that can like compete with these guys now, and well, not with the Saiyans, but like at least with the people at the tournament.
Yeah, Krillin beat Gohan in an exhibition, so
yeah.
And one thing I've really liked about the tournament right now, can I say before? While we still have time, I'll take like another 10 minutes because I'm into this conversation. I'm going to regret it later when I don't get as much homework done, but I really want to talk about this. Master Roshi is like my favorite thing in the tournament. Like he was really fun. Like I like that I thought he was going to be so much weaker than he ended up being, and he didn't have to be the strongest character. He just had some guts, and some impressive eliminations.
He was soloing Universe 4 by himself, though.
That was, and I did not. I expected him to do like the Krillin thing, get like one big elimination and be out. But they went way further with him, and that kind of shows like you don't need to just do power ups. You can be. That's
right.
It's what's up here sometimes that matters.
No, but the thing is that the characters do get power ups. It's just not as noticeable. They got leveled up to everyone. Like they got leveled up to everyone without necessarily getting a power per se, which I'm not sure if that's better or worse.
Oh no, he's gone.
Wait, oh no.
Oh no, his connection.
He got kicked out of his own stream.
Oh no. Hopefully
Well, we're still here.
Hopefully he notices and he's not just talking to a dead screen. Because I feel weird cutting this off right now. All right, here we go. He's coming back. Welcome back.
Okay, well, I'm back. I'm just waiting for everyone else to get in. But yeah, the whole thing with Master
Yeah, I guess for
Roshi,
simplicity's sake, we could end this at
single,
9.
like, single outside people.
Yeah, so
Okay, so
with
everybody's back.
Yeah.
wait, who is that?
That
That's
moment,
Goku hugging Roshi.
I mean, wait, who's he
Master
hugging? Oh yeah, that's right.
Master Roshi.
I felt that.
Oh, so,
But
yeah.
he was
Speaking of,
kind of dark.
oh, so that means you saw the TN episode, right?
Yeah. Tien. I
Oh,
expected more from Tien, I guess.
TN is like the one that got the short end of the stick. Well, everyone got like leveled up to where I guess where the general cast, other cast is right now. TN's like the only one that didn't get that,
Yeah.
and he's
He
the
could
one
have
that's
been
been taking
so
like.
believably leveled up. Like you'd buy it if they did.
Yeah, but they didn't want to do that. I think some people have been saying that part of that might have to do with the fact that well, one, that TN's not that popular in Japan, so, and two, because Toriyama said that Krill was the strongest Earthling
Oh,
Yo,
really?
at the end of Z.
I
And I guess Toriyama, he's like, I said what I said. I'm gonna gonna
meant
make
to.
that a fact. Because people have been debating that. It's like there's no way Krill is stronger than TN. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't feel right.
But Toriyama's just like,
Maybe
nope.
now, but back then it.
No, but I'm
Not
saying
quite.
I'm saying that, yeah. No, I'm saying that's why that he's probably stronger than him now, because he said it's like I said. That's why I said what I said. He's stronger than him. And I'm going to make sure that's the case. I'm the
Then
writer.
you have
This is
Roshi
my
bodying
story.
3 people.
Yeah, so I guess Roshi's stronger than TN now too.
Well, yeah. Maybe it's not like he's stronger, but he just like he clearly worked twice as hard as everybody else.
But it
He's
didn't
better
pay
than
off
him
for
now.
him.
I do
It
feel
really-
bad for TN. He just gets dumped on throughout the entirety of Super, especially in that arc.
Oh god.
His elimination episode happens before Roshi's. I mean after Roshi's like big emotional episode where he he soloing like half the team and he gets that big emotional moment. After that, TN gets his elimination episode. And mind you, in that episode wasn't even a TN episode for half of it. After the halfway point, then TN is just inserted into that episode for no reason, just to get eliminated. And the way he gets eliminated is so. I was like, he uses that. Yeah, he uses the tri-beam thing, and it looks like it knocked the dude out.
I'm showing it.
But except it didn't, because he's still surviving somehow. He's like, and then TN has the opportunity to defeat him, and he doesn't. And it reminds me of the Gohan Cell thing. It's just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he has to.
or actually, it reminds me of no, actually, it reminds me of the Frieza and Vegeta thing, where Vegeta's just standing there waiting for Frieza to destroy the planet when he could have just killed them right there and then. He hesitated. That's what TN did. He hesitates, so then the guy gets a drop on him, and then he sacrifices himself to get that guy out.
Yeah.
So he only eliminates 2 people. The other person he eliminated was with the help of Roshi. So what does that say? Like that's awful. And another thing too is that they treat TN so badly after he gets eliminated. It's like they basically treat him like he's an idiot. Like whereas in the prior
pretty sad elimination.
I don't know
Gohan hasn't been too bad though.
if you got to
So far.
Okay. Yeah, but he's been kind of in the background, although it did kind of annoy me at the beginning of the arc with Gohan's telling everybody, we gotta stick together, we gotta work together, and then Goku sees Jiren and he just dips out, he's like, I'm out. And then half the team just splits away.
But you knew that.
I knew that was supposed to be like a it was supposed to be like a comedic moment, but that actually annoyed me more than it made me laugh. I'm just like, you guys are acting like idiots.
As they do.
Oh yeah. How did you feel about the expedition matches?
I felt like they were kind of unnecessary.
Really?
Like, I didn't really like that universe anyway. Like, they weren't really that fun. Like,
You didn't like the
when you go
wolves?
from Universe 6, which had some really interesting ones, to that, it didn't really do much to me.
Oh, I'm just yeah. You didn't like the wolves though. You didn't like the wolf pack.
Yeah, I like the magical girl one better. I like that dimension, magical girl thing.
Yeah,
They were
Universe
kind of
2. I don't. I liked them at first, but you haven't gotten to this point yet. They're gonna get real annoying pretty soon.
they're kind of one note. I understand that much.
Oh yeah.
It's
They're
just
one of
kind
those-
of fun when anime pokes fun at anime tropes.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, they were enjoyable when they first started, but later on in that arc, they're gonna get real. They're gonna take it too far. So that'll be interesting to see how you feel about them after the fact.
They should be out by now. That's how I feel. But we'll see. I feel like they've overstayed their welcome already.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun one then.
One of
Let's
my
see,
favorite things in the arc, though, was when 17 interrupted their transformation and like everybody got pissed off at him.
Yeah, that
I
was
was like,
hilarious. That's what,
it was such a small moment, but it was one of my favorites.
yeah. Yeah, because it was poking fun at the series itself. Come on, that's fantastic. Like that's the type of comedy I like.
Yeah, I appreciate their self-awareness.
Yeah,
But it doesn't excuse doing the same thing wrong again and again and again.
yeah. So let's see. You have Universe.
Although
you
I've grabbed out a lot of the transformation stuff, I do like the Ultra Instinct thing so far.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think that's a
not gonna lie, I got hype when it first.
It feels like it's on a different tier, unlike some of the other transformations, which feel just kind of redundant, like they don't need as many. This feels like it's a very different thing. I don't fully understand it yet. Is it like he's unconscious while he's in it?
It's sort of. It's kind of hard to explain.
Like he doesn't know what's going on while he's in it. His body's like on autopilot, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, he does gain more control of it as the arc goes on, but for the most part, yeah.
I kind of like that concept.
Yeah. So, what do you think of Universe 3 so far?
Which one was 3?
The robot.
Oh, yeah. They're not very exciting. That's just one of those things that's just they're robots. Like what do you do with them?
They're gonna get more.
Like I want like a main villain thing. They don't really have anything that really stands out. They don't have like a major character that really excites me, like a Jiren, like a Hit, like a Goku. I think they need that one centerpiece that they just kind of lack. It's just they need more fun.
You got that one scientist guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is that if we're being honest here, most of the universes are just kind of like fodder outside of like Universe 6 and 11.
Yeah. I hope Universe 6 wins.
Yeah, that's
I
funny.
want Universe 7 to act.
So you didn't like. So you didn't like Universe 9. That's.
Yeah. I liked Jiren's universe. I like the Pride Troopers. I think they are fantastic. They're like the Ginyu Force done right as good guys.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, I see that.
I think I think they have great character. I don't know about Jiren as much. Like obviously you don't get a whole lot from him. He's very quiet. But I think the secondary level guys, they have a lot of personality, and I think they're fun.
Yeah. But
and
again,
it's a very consistent team. That's one thing that I like. I think it's a team that it's kind of homogenous. Like they're all kind of part of the same thing, but I think it works for them.
Yeah, but part of me feels like the arc probably would be better if it was just mainly focused on them without all the other like teams. Because I always felt like one of the big issues with this arc is that I feel like they jumped into it too quickly without fleshing out the other universes first.
Yes, that is. I agree with that immediately. I think the fact that they announced the tournament and then made it like what was it, like a day or two later?
Yeah,
that was probably one of the biggest mistakes.
Yeah, I think they should have mentioned the tournament and it's set up as like an end game for I guess Super at that point in time, and did more arcs with the other universes.
Like, even if you wanted, this would have made the Universe 6 Saiyans make so much more sense, because you could set up a thing and have it take a while to get to the actual tournament and really show them grinding to become Super Saiyans. Like, that would justify their transformations way better, just by having a little bit of time in between.
I missed all.
You still there?
But yeah, Universe like a bunch of like muscle heads. Actually, now I'm thinking about, I'm actually surprised Universe 10 wasn't that relevant in the future Trunks arc, considering.
Oh no! Like I'm getting swirly thing. Oh, okay, never mind. You guys are back.
Oh. Yeah, I kind of said what you know. Did more arcs with the other universes characters too.
Yeah, I think there was a lot to work with some of them. Some of them I don't want to know more about.
Play off of instead of introducing all these characters at once, because that's okay. It's sad because I feel like some of these universes have interesting. The whole magical girl thing. Universe 3 has like the mech stuff and kind of having like superhero stuff. Actually, part of that kind of remind me of the baby stuff from GT. Actually.
Oh yeah, I get that vibe.
Universe 4. Universe 4 is just kind of red. Like I heard people call it like the trickery universe. That it'll make more sense as the arc continues. Like when it comes to like the last remaining members of that universe. Universe 10 is like I guess the muscle. Universe 10 I guess it's like the Musclehead universe. I don't know why. I would say before I was surprised I didn't have like one like regular like fighter or something during the Future Trunks arc, since the whole Zamasu thing was from Universe 10. So I thought that was a little weird. That because that actually could have been a Universe 10 arc. But I don't know. That was a little that was a missed opportunity, unfortunately. And then Universe 9, it seems like it's mainly known for just being a bad universe with wolves.
Yeah, they're they've got one thing going for them.
Even though Universe 4 has wolves too, but yeah. Well, it had a wolf guy.
Yeah.
That dude on Krillin.
Well, their wolves look cooler than yours.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if they continue like Super, they'll flesh that stuff out, but I doubt it. Because from what I've been hearing, now they're going into like beyond the universes now.
Oh, really? I could only imagine how that works.
Are they still going on?
It'll make a little more sense, but it'll make a little more sense when you finish the arc. But unfortunately, we still don't have anything from Universe 1, 5, 8, and what was it, 12?
Yeah, I don't know the numbers very well.
Wait, are they
Yeah, I remember
continuing Dragon Ball Super?
in the manga, yes, not anime wise yet.
They are definitely going to
Okay.
do the anime though. It's definitely going to continue.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's very successful.
Of course, it's successful. It's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those things
some
that
people get burnt out
it's
on
gonna
stuff.
When
it's
it
gonna be
comes to like
successful no
with
matter what.
all the god forms, and now you get all these universes.
Yeah,
That's just good that they actually
but
really
I'm saying there's
expand
just
upon it.
so much potential with Dragon Ball right now because of the whole expanded universe thing.
Yeah.
I
So
just gotta
I
wish they
guess
would do a little more with it.
we're gonna have to put a pin in this conversation because I actually have to go now.
You gotta leave soon.
Yes,
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That's fine because we can start wrapping this up because there's been like a lot of like technical issues here. I was gonna end it at 9
Yeah.
anyway, so
We don't
we
got
can
enough
start wrapping
bandwidth.
it up. So it was good last week. I don't know what happened. So
I'm in it. You got 3 people.
we had 3 people last time.
Yeah, but we're on the
we
same
got
internet.
That's right. That's true. Oh well, we'll figure it out somehow. But anyway, I guess that's your super journey. So we'll continue with that next time and see how far you get. See if you
I think
finish
I'll
it.
be done by next week.
Cool. Then we can whenever you finish it, we can I guess have like an overall discussion about Dragon Ball Super.
Very good. I'm very excited to do that. I feel like we've talked about most of it, but like I think that was in like the first 2 discussions we had that didn't end up getting recorded. So I'm down with going
The
back.
first one didn't. Yeah. Yeah, because we have a lot to discuss with that one.
All right.
And if you so happen to catch a Broly movie too, you can
I'll
say
try
something about that.
That one
I
might
haven't
take
seen.
a little longer for me to get around to.
That's fine. I haven't seen it either, so
I don't think it's on Hulu, so I'll have to find somewhere to watch it.
Great. That's fantastic.
A nice parrot.
She said nice parrot.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Sorry. I'm not hearing much on my end. It's a little bit choppy.
Can you guess what the parrot's name is? Why don't you introduce us to the parrot before you go?
What? Wait, what about the?
I said introduce her to
What's
the
your
parrot.
parrot's name?
Oh, this is Peridot. He's a genius.
I see.
Yes.
And he's famous.
She watches TV or too, so.
Yep. Did you call anybody a clod?
Sometimes it feels like it. I feel like they have the same attitude.
Yeah.
If that can tell you anything.
Yeah.
That's one sassy
That's
bird.
another. That's another series we can kind of do like an overview at some point. I know we talked about it a little before, but that was mostly when the stream got cut off. So
yeah,
we can talk about that proper some other time as well.
Okay. Just let you know, it looks like the live counter in the corner, it stopped counting. I don't know if that means we're not live anymore.
Mine is still
like
counting on mine end.
Okay.
It still says we're live.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good because mine stopped at an hour, 30 minutes, and 20 seconds.
Mine is still going 134, 14, 15.
Okay, good.
Mine as well. So.
And it's just me. That's weird.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm broadcasting it, so there's that. But anyway, any closing thoughts?
I guess I'll get back to you on my progress Because and you're gonna have to let me know. We had another show we were going to watch. You're gonna have to let me know if we want to do that for the next one, or if the one after that, or whenever that is.
Or maybe we should all watch a new series.
Who's gonna watch Burn the Witch?
Like, we all watch the same new series. Well, that's new for us. Like something that's like probably not discussed a lot. Like
it would be cool
like
if we picked a show and just did like an episode, at least like one episode every week or something.
Yeah, and then just
I'll have to get on the same page,
how we. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right now we're just gonna try to watch Burn the Witch.
Burn the Witch. Looks like fun.
All right.
Yeah, so we can start with that and then work our way up. So.
Sounds good to me.
Are we gonna do a live reaction of it?
Maybe.
No, we're not gonna do a live reaction. We're just gonna like watch and we're gonna discuss what our thoughts on it. Thoughts on it is.
So we got homework.
Yes.
All right. Okay, my back's killing me. I gotta get out of this chair.
All right. So thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you, Brady.
Thank you for having me.
Magic Ninja 13.
Woo!
And thank you everyone for watching. The links to their YouTube channels will be in the description when this is edited at some point.
Very good.
Until then, I am DJ BigGame17, and tune in next time for another episode of the Better Late Than Never podcast. Have a good day, everyone.